I found a new favorite from the house of Nishane, and before I reveal that, let me quickly go over my other Nishane fragrances. My first Nishane and my most worn Nishane is Oolong Cha. Oolong Cha is one of the cleanest, greenest, and freshest tea perfumes that I've ever smelled, and this is perfect for any occasion. The one great thing about the house of Nishane is that all of their perfumes are in the extrait de parfum concentration, which means that they last a very long time. So for this being super bright, citrusy, and clean, this still lasts about 10 hours on my skin. My second Nishane fragrance was probably the most famous. This is Ani. This one is amazing for the vanilla lovers. To put it shortly, Ani smells like a lemon pound cake with vanilla icing and rose jam smeared all over the top. It's sweet, it's smooth, it's creamy, it's very addictive. There's also a blast of pink pepper that's keeping this from being too feminine, and Ani is a performance beast, so I would not go more than 3 sprays. My third Nishane, which was my favorite at the time, is Africa Olifant. Africa Olifant means African elephant, and in the best way possible, this does smell a little bit like an elephant. In my opinion, although a lot of people disagree, this is one of the more approachable animalic perfumes that I've smelled. It undoubtedly has that kind of funky and animalic quality, but the animalics are paired with a fizzy Dr. Pepper note. There's also a prominent blast of rubberiness in here, and I like to describe Africa Olifant as smelling like a bike tire smothered in Dr. Pepper jelly, sitting in the enclosure of an African elephant. Very odd and artisanal perfume, but if you're into animalics, then definitely give this one a sample. And my most recent purchase from the brand, this is Favonius from the house of Nishane. This used to be a Harrods exclusive, which is why it has that signature green color, but now it's available worldwide, and this is one that you need to get your nose on. If you enjoy rose and oud combinations, but you don't want it to be basic, then this is an amazing one to check out. The rose in here is sweet and jammy, it's perfectly unisex, and the oud in here is very sweet and woody. It's not animalic, although it's still very deep, dark, and textured. There's a very prominent lychee note, which keeps this from being too dark, and it provides a chewy and sweety fruitiness. And there is also a very addictive incense note that comes and goes throughout the wearing of this perfume. This will also last you all day and projects pretty strongly, so I would go between 3 to 5 sprays. All of my Nishanes are rated above a 9 out of 10. In one of my previous videos, I actually said that Africa Olifant was my favorite from the brand, and now I think it's my least favorite. I still absolutely love it. I would give it probably a 9.3 out of 10. I just find this a little bit difficult to reach for because so many people think this smells too funky. In a third spot, this may surprise some of you, but this is Nishane Ani. Again, very addictive, creamy, spicy vanilla. The perfumer, whose name is Cecile Zarokian, is one of my favorite perfumers of all time. The only issue with this is that it's very sweet. I'm kind of limited to wearing this on cold winter nights. That's not an issue per se, but it may be a little bit too sweet for the high heat. My second favorite from the house is Oolong Cha. As you can tell by this den, I've used a massive amount of this. The greenness in here is very refreshing and realistic. However, this is still not a blind buy safe perfume. A lot of people think this is too green, and some people even say it smells like grass. But I love this stuff. I've worn a lot of it, and I'll need to get another bottle soon. And my number 1 from the brand is Favonius. Rose is my favorite note of all time, and oud is definitely up there. And this combination between a fruity, juicy, and jammy rose and oud is amazing. They don't smell similar, but if you enjoy perfumes like Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Oud Satin Mood or The Night from Frederic Malle, then this is one that you should definitely give a chance. If you've smelled any perfumes from the house of Nishane, let me know which ones you've smelled and let me know which one is your favorite.